welcome to Strictly Business, sponsored by the Bellingham Business Association. I'm Lynn Scornavacca, president of Silver Lake Productions. The BBA is a nonprofit organization that supports local businesses and gives back to the community. Let me tell you a little bit about my membership with the BBA. I run a boutique multimedia production facility here in Bellingham. I've been a Bellingham resident for 28 years. Before I tell you about today's guests, I want to share with you a little about the last BBA meeting. This is a yearly event called A Taste of Bellingham, and it's held at the library. This is an opportunity for local restaurants to offer BBA members samples of some of the delicious food on their menus. The food was amazing, and it's just another reason to buy local and eat local. My guests today are Peter Martone of Professional Property Preservation and Kristin Carvalho and Shefali Desai of Milford National Bank. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Peter, tell me about your business.
My name is Peter Martone. Just founded Professional Property Preservation, based here in Bellingham. I am a new member of the BBA as well. Basically, my company is a property preservation and disaster restoration services company. We do everything from air quality testing to mold remediation to fire and soot cleanup, as well as you know, just general home inspections. And
what made you get into this business?
I've actually been in this line of work for about 15 years now, working for other companies up and down the East Coast. Prior to that, I was processing and originating mortgages for Navy Federal Credit Union, and I was also a realtor down in Northern Virginia for 4 years.
So locally in the Bellingham area, working locally in the Bellingham area as well?
Yes. Bellingham, Woonsocket, the general immediate area.
Shefali, tell me what you do for Milford National.
Well, I'm a Vice President Business Development Officer with Milford National Bank. I've been with Milford National Bank for 15 years. I have always worked for a local bank, and I really believe in local bank because it goes back to local and community bank. Before Milford National Bank, I worked for another local bank in Cambridge, but since after 3 kids, long commute, I work closer to my house.
Well, that's the beautiful part of working in a local business is you're part of the community. Yeah. Your family's a part of the community. What do you think what gets you up in the morning? What makes you want to go to work? What do you think you bring to your job every day?
Well, being a business development officer, as you can tell, I love working with local, customers and personalized service. So I do work with individuals as well as small businesses. And that's what I'm looking, because every day it's a different challenge, and I do residential mortgages as well as commercial lending. So I have a broad knowledge in overall banking because I started in retail banking. So I was a branch manager, total banking experience, 22 years, with Milford National, 15 years. So I enjoy and having that knowledge overall banking. I truly enjoy helping others, and if somebody comes for mortgage, if I cannot help, what else I can do for you? Do this, 1, 2, 3 steps, and then come back in 6 months. I don't just say no. And that's the big service, big difference you see with big bank versus local bank, because we work with our clients.
Working with families for success.
Right.
That's awesome. Kristin, what do you do at Milford National?
I like that. I'm stuck on your comment about working with families for success. I actually run the bank. I'm the president and CEO. I've had the good fortune of being the president and CEO since 2008. So I've been with the bank a little bit longer than that. But we're small. I mean, we're in Bellingham. We're not too far from where we are today. But I have a background in lending. So I came into the bank at the beginning of '07 actually to run the loan side, which is a lot of what Shefali's doing. Residential lending is obviously a big part of our business, which is, doing mortgages for people to buy homes, to homeowners for renovations, to fund what Peter's doing in his side of the business, yep. But also purchases. Refinancing is a big part of the business these days because rates are so low. If you haven't refinanced, you probably should do so within the next couple of years. and then we're a big business lender as well. I know we talked about, I think we talked about off the air a little bit, the Small Business Administration. We're a big provider of financing for small businesses. We believe in doing business locally. We continue to do that. We have done that for many, many years. We've been part of this community for 163 years, right, Shefali?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we do, you know, we support the local community. We've got 70 employees in this area who live and work in the region, and that's also an important part of our business as well. But I have always been in banking, always, since I was 15. I started in the retail as a teller, which is a really hard job, I have to say. And I think it's the hardest job in the bank. And it's changed, it's evolved over the years. But yeah, we're happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us. We're a member of the Bellingham Business Association. We attended the Taste of Bellingham. That was really fun. It was excellent. And I don't know if I answered your question, but
you did. Well, one of the things let's all talk about is I think the beauty of local businesses is that you are investing. You're investing in your neighbor. You're investing in the school. You're investing. Before we started, we talked about, and you're going to say this better than I would. You spend $1 locally. How long does it stay in the community before it leaves?
Oh, that's a hard question. You didn't say you would ask me hard questions.
Our belief is that if you spend $1 with a local vendor as opposed to a big box store, it stays in your community and makes 6 more trips before it leaves the area.
It's the same, absolutely. It's very important to, if you to bank. For us, bank and do business locally. I know there was a banking initiative. I know Shefali and I were talking about there's been a national federal initiative to do business with local businesses. So if you're trying to decide, what to buy, do it locally. Keep it local. Support your local businesses because it's really, really important. There was an initiative not too long ago on the banking side, and I don't know if you recall. I think it was a Saturday even that there was an initiative for people to go to your local bank and move your accounts to your local bank and bank locally. And believe it or not, we saw a lot of people coming in the door. A lot of our local bank competitors or friends at local banks did saw the same, and it was great. It was a great initiative, moved market share. Really, and not to begrudge anybody at the larger banks, but we're a small business and we're a small bank, and we bank locally as well, and we're a big supporter of buying local and doing business locally. It's really, really important, especially heading into the holiday season. When you have the inclination perhaps to do more business or to spend more money this time of year than any other, do it locally to the extent that you can, because that's important.
Peter, what kind of people do you serve? What kind of businesses do you take care of?
Well, I serve homeowners, business owners, municipalities, banks, asset managers of foreclosed homes as well. Basically, anyone that may have a home that's in need of some sort of renovation or repair.
So I was talking about it earlier. I had a mishap in my home, and you would be the SWAT team that would come in and help me get on the right track to getting my house together again.
Correct. Pretty much, I would come in, assess the damage, use, in your case it was a water damage. I would use moisture meters, locate where the water actually isn't in the home, and come up with a job scope and the best way to mitigate the water.
And you're a new BBA member, if I remember correctly?
I am. Actually, I've been a BBA member for about a month, and I started my company about a week before that.
Oh, you missed the Taste of Bellingham.
I did.
So it's next year, right?
Right. And our Christmas party next month.
Well, I'm definitely planning on going to Vercelli's because I can walk there from my house.
That's great.
What kind of opportunities do you see for yourself? And I'm going to ask this in different ways for all of you. What kind of opportunities do you see in this current financial situation?
My opportunities come from all different places. First of all the foreclosed homes, all the bank-owned homes need maintenance. So I get phone calls from, again, real estate brokers, asset managers, and banks to go maintain the homes and just, ensure that they're secure and, properly cared for while no one is living there. I also get direct phone calls from homeowners and business owners who may have discovered some mold in a back closet or some unnoticed water damage.
And for banking, what are your challenges coming into 2013?
We have more than, you said a half hour, right? That might absorb the rest of the
challenges.
time.
I mean, with the resident, I do, as I said, I do work with individuals with residential mortgages and as well as the business owners with commercial lending. Commercial lending, like, I mean, we have a lot of flexibilities versus residential mortgages. We really have to like adhere to secondary market guidelines, and the guidelines, like pretty much every day, our underwriting department may say, oh, now we can't do this, we can't, because it's continuously, like constant changes. And like sometimes if I say, Peter, you know, yes, I think you may qualify, but then if certain, like perfect example, if I'm doing debt consolidation and if you are doing cash out refinance, for example, and if you have co-signed student loans for your children, before, like with a solid proof that, okay, your son or daughter is making payments, and if I'm paying off your credit card debts, I won't count that debt towards income to debt ratio. But now the guidelines are changing, so even though we are paying off, getting rid of your debt, it still counts towards the income to debt ratio. So that's just one example. So there are a lot of changes. So it's hard to say for me on a residential side, but again, being a community bank, as I said, we don't just say no. Let's see, this 1, 2, 3, 4 steps you need to do in order for you to get qualified. And we do work with individuals as well as businesses. So that's the big difference. So even though we may have challenges, we don't give up working on individuals or business owners. We work with them to support them.
Like, I'm sorry, there's almost like you're an advocate guiding families through the system to either keep or maintain or buy a new home.
Yes. Absolutely. And we tell them this is, and they do appreciate. So if I may not able to help them today, they may, and I have, I mean, people may come maybe next year or a few months after, and they do come back to us because of the service.
Absolutely.
And that's the big difference. And I am happy and I enjoy doing that every day.
You're seeing families grow and be in homes.
Exactly.
There's nothing more powerful than that, and staying locally. So
absolutely,
now, we don't have a half hour, but your challenges, what are you looking
there
for?
There are many. Well, to Shefali's point, the regulatory piece is a challenge for all banks. The political environment is a challenge. The economy is a big challenge. And folks have really been hard hit, I think, by some of what's been happening for a long time. And I know this is a holiday show, so we're not going to say anything negative. But it's a great opportunity to buy. If you haven't bought a new home, you can get some great prices. You can bring in someone like Peter to fix up the homes to make sure that it's where you need it to be. Rates are great. I mean, rates are really good. Rates are expected to be good for a while. So get out there and get a home if now is a good time to do it. But I would say that the biggest challenges for us are the economy and the regulatory piece, because the residential side, the home ownership side, it's very, very highly regulated. So it's been a challenge kind of to weed through all that for all of us. But we're still accomplishing that. I mean, we're lucky. We have the good fortune, and we have a very good customer base. We have a lot of people who have banked with us locally. Thank you for your business, if you're watching, who bring in multi-generations. So we have folks that, we have first-time home buyer programs. So we have folks that have been with us for a long time and have been a customer for 40, 50. I know when I first started with the bank, people said, gee, I'm the 4th generation that's banked with Milford National. I'm like, really? And yes, they've been the 4th generation that's banked with Shefali. I mean, you see that on a daily basis, and that's been great. I mean, that's really helped us do as well as we have over the years. But the first-time home buyer programs are great programs too. We're a mass housing lender, and that's Shefali very versed in that program, and that helps us deliver those products to the community to help people buy their first home, which again now is a good time to do so. But the economy, I say, is the single biggest challenge. I think what we're facing is the economy, for sure.
All right, a question for each of you. There is always a time for me professionally where I say, wow, I have the greatest job in the world. And there are these aha moments where you really feel like you made a difference or you did something good.
Oh, my job is an adventure every single day. I never know what situation I'm going to walk into. Whether someone's house was just on fire, or they're going to have water dripping from their basement ceiling. One of the best stories I liked was a homeowner had a fire damage in their home, and they were so shaken up that they couldn't even go back into the home. So they entrusted in me to go into their home and get their most personal belongings for them. So it's very rare that someone trusts, you know, you to go into their home that was just decimated by a fire to pick up their most personal possessions and bring them to them. Just when I can do something like that, I know I've made a difference at that point.
Did you know when you were little you were going to take care of people for a living?
No, I had no idea, to be honest with you. Wanted to be a fireman for the longest time. I guess kind of in a way,
related,
maybe.
Right?
But no, I had no idea, to be honest with you.
What makes you most proud when you talk to your children about what you do, or when you get up in the morning? And sometimes it's just so good.
Well, working with customers with their financial is very sensitive, you know, topic, especially working with somebody else's money and helping them and making the decision. So one of the things what I do enjoy, and I see myself too very proud and pleased, especially when Kristin mentioned about the first-time home buyers. You know how those young couple or individuals, that's the very sensitive decision that they make in their life, is buying their first home. And having a banker that you can trust, especially they do see difference if they go to mortgage company or, you know, some brokerage company versus local bank, that they can trust somebody and call local number. They can walk in anytime rather than 1-800 number, calling somebody and not trusting them, giving them all their financials without knowing that individual, right? So I can tell that one of my customers, I'm working with what Kristin said, mass housing product, which is 3% minimum down payment is required with mass housing, which is unbelievable program with first-time home buyer. And we are mass housing approved lenders. So that's what I enjoy, helping customers. I share with my kids, you know, what I do, and I mean, I teach them as well with the banking, you know, how to reconcile statement, which is, I do see with our clients that maybe they are making 5-digit figure salary, but they don't know how to or take care of their financials. So that's something that I learned being in a banking business, you know, that make sure you teach your kids right way to prove their banking and take care and don't abuse. Don't spend more than what you have, right? That's the thing what our parents always told us too. So that's important. But helping first-time home buyer makes me feel so good, because as I said, this particular customer just sent me this morning an email saying that I would not have had able to do this without you. This is a very frustrating process because it's so many things, and you know, we nurture them, we walk them through that these are the steps, and being a homeowner is the big decision. So many responsibilities is involved versus renting. I know everybody says, oh, buying versus renting is a good way to go, but it is a lot of responsibilities. A big package goes along being a homeowner. So that's what I'm very proud of, helping them, explaining them what's involved, and that's what I enjoy.
What gets you out of bed in the morning?
It's many things. Again, half-hour show.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, we've been, like I think I mentioned, we've been an important part of the community for many, many years, and we give back. I mean, we do a great job giving back on so many levels. We obviously employ people from the area, but we also have a foundation where we give money back to the community. We're rolling in. I feel like I'm spreading good tidings and cheer throughout the season. We have a lot of holiday things that we do. We do a lot on the fuel assistance side. We give back to folks that are in need and maybe just need a little bit of help through the foundation. Our website has the application, themilfordnational.com. Go on there if you're looking for some support through the foundation. We'd be happy to entertain that. We also have a scholarship fund, so we are supporting young folks in Bellingham as well as 5 other communities in the region for money to go to college, which certainly is very, very important. And we do a lot on the financial literacy side as well. Like Shefali mentioned, we also have formal seminars and programs where we go and educate people on responsible, management of your finances on a responsible level, and starting as early as you can to make sure that you're balancing your checking account and you have enough money to pay your bills and those types of things. And we do a lot on that level as well. We do some fraud and elder identity theft type of seminars, which is important for that segment of the population. If folks are aging and they're not sure how to manage their finances, and perhaps they don't have someone who's there to help them do that, we help people sort through that as well. So we give back a lot, and those are just the first things that come to mind. There are many others. People give back to the communities every day that we serve. So we're proud to do that. We're proud to do that in Bellingham, certainly, and we're proud to do that in Milford and surrounding areas as well.
That is wonderful. Financial literacy should be taught in the high schools. Sometimes even just really, we're sorting through we're doing some new programs as well, and reaching out to some of the schools, and we're trying to figure out the best age, because sometimes now with technology and what age do you really have to make sure folks are paying attention to how, with online banking and those kinds of things, you kind of want to make sure people are apprised.
Just started trying to teach my 8-year-old about saving money.
It's true, because they have no concept of credit cards and how it works.
Good credit, keeping your credit good is really important. We may be able to help you with that, Peter. We have some piggy banks and some tools.
We've got a piggy bank.
That might be useful.
One's for spending money and one's for saving money.
So we have 2 piggy banks.
We have 2 piggy banks.
That's good.
Well, it's a dangerous thing, because kids think, we can just go to the ATM and get more money.
Yeah.
Well, there's something else behind that.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me something that you would want your consumers to know about your business.
About my business or my industry in general?
Your industry in general.
My industry in general, we're not all out there to gouge and to remove as much as we can from your property. There are some of us out there that are out to give legitimate scopes with legitimate prices, and that's part of the reason I started my own company, as opposed to working for some of the others I have. Just because a lot of, I'm not going to name names, but a lot of the other companies out there who do both the mitigation and the cleanup as well as the reconstruction have been found to remove more building materials than they need to in order to put them back. So I pride myself and my business on writing fair scopes and being upfront and honest about everything we're doing.
Now, there are all these very, very popular TV shows that show the business, but then show the behind the scenes of the business. How about a behind the scenes office kind of stuff?
I don't know.
Favorite customer, kind of.
I'm not sure about that one. No, it's a hard one. I'm not sure.
Come on, there's always characters in all our businesses.
Yeah, behind the scenes. We like I said, we have a really good customer base, so I'm not sure that we really have any, bad stories to tell. We have a trust and investment department, so that's a great piece of our business that maybe a lot of people don't know about. And there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes there, and helping people manage their money, helping families kind of have an impartial third party involved in managing family money. Sometimes that's a challenge. So that's kind of something that happens behind the scenes at our bank, and we do a great job with that. We have for a long time, and so that's something that sometimes it's a challenge when you have a lot of money, or someone comes into a lot of money. A lot of women are managing household finances now. That's kind of been an important part of our business, because women are outliving, no offense, Peter, outliving men in a lot of cases. So we see the women kind of taking charge of some debt, having some financial debt. So
if somebody wins Powerball today, they
we
should
can
come
help
see you guys right away.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a trust and investment department. We can help you manage that and make sure that it's managed correctly.
Don't get overwhelmed.
That's right.
The jackpot.
What is the best way our audience can contact you with more questions?
Well, the website for my company is propropertypreservation.com. I just put it up today.
Wow, congratulations.
So that is there. Also, you can email me at info@propropertypreservation.com.
And how can we reach you?
Well, our website is www.milfordnational.com, and my email address is sdesai@mlfdbank.com, and they can call at the main number 508-634-4100, and receptionist will transfer us whoever they need.
And I guess that would be the same
I'm
contact.
at the same place. Yes, absolutely. Please take time to look at our website. It's great. We put a whole new website in place about 2 years ago, and we continue to refine it. We continue to put great information there and links to other places. So please take the time to find us at milfordnational.com.
I think the financial literacy is just so wonderful.
Yeah, it's been really, really popular. We're actually at the point where we do a quarterly, we're trying to do a quarterly, we did 3 this year so far, events at the bank to try to get people in and talk about a lot of different things, estate planning, Medicare, Medicaid planning, lending. Reach out to us if there's a certain topic that people are interested in, and we'll bring in professionals in addition to our bank people to kind of speak to that topic. So it's been great. We've refined it over the past couple of years, and it's really been popular with the area. So.
Well, I have to thank all of you for taking time on this busy time of year for talking with us on Strictly Business. With time remaining, I want to remind viewers that the next meeting of the Bellingham Business Association will be at Vercelli's Restaurant December 12th from 5:30 to 8:30 in the evening. For more information about upcoming meetings and other events and the BBA, we encourage you to visit our website at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org. In closing, I want to thank Peter Martone of Professional Property Preservation and Kristin Carvalho and Shefali Desai of Milford National Bank for being our guests today. Please check back for the next edition of Strictly Business coming in January, and happy holidays to you all from the Bellingham Business Association. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
That was very nice. You did an awesome